Most parents think that to make their child a millionaire, they need to leave behind a massive inheritance or win the lottery. But the truth is much simpler, and it's hidden in a mathematical formula that most schools refuse to teach. You don't need to be a hedge fund manager or a tech billionaire to change your family's financial destiny. In fact, you can turn your child into a millionaire by age 21, starting with just $5 a day. $5. That's less than the price of a Starbucks latte or a fast food meal. But when that small daily amount is paired with the most powerful force in the universe, time, it creates a financial snowball that is unstoppable. Today, we're going inside the Child Millionaire Blueprint. We're going to look at the specific accounts the government doesn't want you to know about, the power of the compounding head start, and exactly how you can build a generational wealth machine for your kids while they're still in diapers. If you've ever worried about how your child will afford a home in 2040 or how they'll survive the next economic shift, this is the answer. We're moving past the traditional savings account and into the wealth engine. By the end of this video, you will have a step-by-step map to ensure your child never has to struggle with debt or live paycheck to paycheck. This is the greatest gift you can ever give them, and it starts with a single $5 bill. Let's start with the math of time versus money. Most adults start investing in their 30s or 40s and wonder why it's so hard to hit that $1 million mark. The reason is that they missed the golden window. When you start investing for a child the day they are born, you're giving them an 18-year head start before they even enter the adult world. If you invest $5 a day, roughly $150 a month into a low-cost index fund tracking the S&P 500 with an average historical return of 10%, look what happens. By the time that child turns 18, they have nearly $90,000. But here is the millionaire secret. If they never add another penny and just let that money sit, by the time they hit their early 40s, they are multi-millionaires. But we want them to hit it by 21. To do that, we use the turbocharge strategy, which involves specific tax-advantaged accounts. The first tool in your arsenal is the Roth IRA for kids, often called a custodial Roth IRA. This is the ultimate wealth cheat code in the United States. Why? Because every dollar your child earns in this account grows 100% tax-free. When they withdraw it, they pay zero taxes on the gains. Imagine the power of 40 or 50 years of compounding without the IRS taking a single cent. Now, you might be wondering, how can a baby have a Roth IRA? The rule is simple. They need earned income. In 2026, many parents are getting creative by hiring their children for their small businesses, whether it's for modeling and advertisements, basic social media tasks, or office cleaning. By paying them a legitimate wage, you can contribute to their Roth IRA and start the millionaire clock immediately. The second tool is a UTMA or UGMA account. These are custodial accounts that allow you to hold assets for a minor. Unlike a 529 plan, which is locked for education expenses, the money in a UTMA can be used for anything once the child reaches the age of majority. This is the Opportunity Fund. This is the money they'll use to start their first business, buy their first piece of real estate, or invest in a massive market dip while their peers are struggling with student loans. By starting a UTMA with that same $5 a day, you are building a capital base that gives your child a seat at the table of the elite. While other kids are starting at zero, your child is starting with a $100,000 launch pad. But this isn't just about the money, it's about the financial IQ. If you give a child $1 million without the knowledge to manage it, they will be broke by 22. The Child Millionaire Blueprint requires you to involve your child in the process. Show them the charts. Explain how their $5 bought a tiny piece of Apple, Amazon, or Tesla. In 2026, we are moving into a world of fractional ownership where your child can see their wealth grow in real time on an app. When they see that their money is working harder than they are, their entire mindset shifts. They stop being consumers and start being owners. This is the psychological edge that separates the top 1% from everyone else.
They don't work for money, they own assets that work for them. Let's talk about the invisible recession of 2026. Inflation is eating away at the purchasing power of the dollar. $1 million in 20 years won't buy what $1 million buys today. This is why you cannot afford to wait. The cost of delay is the most expensive tax in the world. Every year you wait to start this $5 a day habit, you are potentially costing your child hundreds of thousands of dollars in future wealth. If you wait until they are 10 years old to start, you've already lost the most explosive decade of compounding. You are forcing them to work twice as hard for the same result. As a parent, your job is to remove the friction from their future. By automating a $5 transfer today, you are essentially buying them their freedom 20 years from now. We also have to discuss the 529 strategy. In 2026, the rules for 529 college savings plans have become even more flexible. Thanks to recent legislative changes, unused 529 funds can now be rolled over into a Roth IRA for the beneficiary, with certain limits. This removed the biggest fear parents had: what if my kid doesn't go to college? Now, a 529 is a no-lose situation. If they go to school, their education is paid for. If they don't, that money becomes the seed for their retirement. It's a wealth fortress with multiple exit points. By combining a 529 with a custodial Roth IRA, you are creating a double-engine wealth machine that is virtually guaranteed to hit the seven-figure mark.
But where does the $5 a day come from? For most families, it's already there. It's just being wasted. It's the unused subscription, the extra side dish at dinner, or the impulse buy at the checkout counter. We're talking about micro-sacrifice for macro results. If you tell your child, "I didn't buy those extra toys so that you could be a millionaire," they might not understand it now. But when they're 21 and they see a 6-figure or 7-figure balance while their friends are drowning in debt, they will thank you for the rest of their lives. You are teaching them delayed gratification, the single most important trait for success in any field. In 2026, the wealth gap is widening. You are either a capital provider or a labor provider. By positioning your child as a capital provider from birth, you are ensuring they're on the right side of the Great Reset. They will have the resources to pivot as AI changes the job market. They will have the sleep-at-night fund that allows them to take risks, start businesses, and follow their passions instead of being slaves to a paycheck. Generational wealth isn't just about the money you leave behind when you die. It's about the head start you give them while you are still alive. It's about breaking the cycle of struggle that has plagued families for generations. So what is the first step? Step 1, open the account today. Don't research for another month. Don't wait for the perfect market timing. Open a custodial brokerage or a 529 account this afternoon. Step 2, set up an automatic transfer of $150 a month. If you don't automate it, you won't do it. Make it invisible. Make it a non-negotiable expense, just like your electric bill or your rent. Step 3, choose a broad market index fund. Don't try to pick the next hot stock. You want the average of the market, which historically has been the most reliable path to wealth. The Child Millionaire Blueprint is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a get-rich-slow certainty. It is the boring, consistent $5 a day habit that turns an ordinary child into an extraordinary success. The math is on your side. Time is on your side. All you need to provide is the discipline. The system wants you to be a consumer. It wants your children to be debtors. But you have the power to change that. You have the power to build a legacy that lasts for centuries. It starts with $5. It starts today. If this video helped you see the path to securing your child's future, hit the like button and share it with another parent who needs to hear this. We are building a community of legacy builders who are taking control of their family's financial destiny. Subscribe to Coin Crush for more deep dives into the 2026 economy and strategies to build real, lasting wealth.
Watch this next video where I break down the 3 best index funds for 2026 to put in your child's account right now. I'll show you the exact tickers and why they are the safest bets for the next 20 years. I'll see you in the next one. Build the legacy. Your child's 21-year clock starts now.